Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 1 p.m. show. So we finish at 2, but then we'll be back between 6 and 7 as well. So, keep an eye out for what's coming up later this evening. So we've had a fabulous show with our David, just through that room there. Now we're in the purple room, and we're bringing you our new collection. Now we have got the dies on here, but we are going to concentrate on the SVG. So this is all about the very vintage. There's not much stock left. I believe Andrew told me earlier we were already at 70% on the die bundle. Okay, so the bundle does include your MCS or your Minecraft Studio as well. So just very quickly for you all, this is the lovely new very vintage, and it is beautiful. Absolutely fabulous artwork for you. It's stunning. But you don't just get that, you actually get the download for Minecraft Studio as well. So that included makes it $34.99. You are saving $13.96 on this. So I quite enjoyed doing the boards for this because I love my florals. So there is your lily, which is beautiful. Then we've got the hellebore. Okay. Then we've got the anemone, and then there is your traditional daffodil. Isn't that gorgeous? I absolutely love this colourway. It has got that lovely warm vintage tone to it. Now you don't just get that with the dies, you actually also get your Minecraft Studio, which is just here in front of me. Now, one of the benefits of having it with the Minecraft Studio is that you also get the extra colourways. So not only do you get the original, which are these, okay, these original colours, you're getting the additional colourways that work with it. So those are your florals. That is your reflection sheet that matches all of your dies. And of course, as always with Minecraft Studio, you get your digital elements as well. So they are your digi-stamps. And then this is beautiful. I've actually got some printed out to show you over on the desk. It is gorgeous background imagery as well. Very vintage. This is the kind of thing, it's like, think about those large houses that we visit and the wallpaper that's really textured and beautiful. Now, all of that together, like I said, shop bundle $34.99, and you've got a saving of $13.96. However, everybody's price point on this one, if you love the MCS, the Minecraft Studio, we have got that on its own for everybody. So for that one, for the download, shop MCS, and it's $8.99, and that gets you what I've just shown you there. Then there is also the SVG, which again is on its own as a single element. So this one is shop SVG. Now personally, I would be going shop bundle and adding in my SVG. So all three elements work beautifully together. Now your SVG files is $12.99. But when we talk about the SVG files, you get the artwork and everything with it as well. So you are still going to get your antique anemone, your classic daffodil, your heritage hellebore, and your timeless lily. But you get the matte layer, as you can see on there, which is your outside detail cut. However, you get the detail as well, so you can draw these, because of course we're talking about the Brother Scan and Cut, and in this one it's the tattered lace version. So you are going to be able to draw them, emboss them, foil them. There is so many, and resize them. Now, talking about the size, you actually get 3 sizes as a starting point for you, okay? You always get the original. So the original very often has got no size on there. It doesn't say large or small. It just says, it may say original now. So original size is this size, the one that the die artwork was. Then you will either get a large and an extra large, or you will get a large and a small, okay, depending on how we can work the artwork. And obviously we've got the reliance of it being able to cut it, because it needs that 3mm turning circle, if you remember, for the blade to be able to go in, come all the way around and meet itself. So again, 3 sizes, But it doesn't just stop at those 3 sizes. We also give you the decoupage that go with that, again, in all those sizes. But it doesn't stop there, because we also give you the reverse reflection in the 3 sizes and the decoupage that goes with it as well. So now think about all the different possibilities of being able to build the projects that you actually want to be making. So think about that depth and perspective that you can get, you know, your foreground, your midground and your background. You've got all those sizes to be able to play with. Also think about cross-pollinating everything else. You're going to be able to make your home decor. You're going to be able to print it on rice paper and cut it out and make your candles. And then then your gift making and gift giving, which is incredible. Now, just a quick touch on this. I know you have just seen this amazing bundle on David's show. This is Shop Mega card and envelopes, $19.99. I am going to be using these in my demonstration again, because we've got the scan and cut, and it is the only machine that has an inbuilt scanner. That's why we've put these on, because I need to be able to show you how you can work with them. Okay, so we're going to go straight over to demo, because we need to get in to show you what you can actually create. I'm going to take this little sheet with me over this way. We've got our lovely Rachel with us today on camera. Andrew is my fabulous producer. Don't tell him I said that. Okay, I've got to tuck in, everybody. I've got to get a bit closer to my table. I could just put table to me, really, couldn't I? There we go. So, also, you need to know how to shop, okay? So, obviously, if you're watching us, you will already know where to watch us. So, you'll be watching us on Facebook or Instagram, which is your social media platforms. However, if you've got one of those fancy TVs and you've got an app in the TV, you can actually watch us on the YouTube as well, which is incredible, okay? Again, you can also be shopping with us on our website. Now, I think that is really the best way to be shopping with us on our website, because while you're watching us, down the side of the screen, you are going to get all the individual items listed in front of you. All you need to then do is, when you've actually chosen the items that you're wanting to purchase, if you click on that item, add it to your basket. At the point of adding to your basket and opening a basket, a little basket icon will appear on your screen. When you've finished all your shopping, you click on that little shopping basket, you log in and you check out. That is as easy as it is. When you're using your shop codes, which is what I'll be giving you now, Shop SVG, which is this one, which is your very vintage collection, Shop SVG, that pops it into your basket. You will then be given a social media message that says, thank you very much for shopping with us. Open that up, there's a link, click the link, it takes you to our website, to your basket, log in and check out. Couldn't be any easier. And I know if I can do it, everybody else can do it, because it is super simple. Can I just say a very quick hello if we've got our lovely viewers watching us? Hey, oh, we've got low battery as well, so I might lose you all. So we've got our lovely Karen, we've got Carol, nothing's, oh, close that. I don't drive one of these very well. Lynn, hello everybody. Angie, Maureen, thank you for joining me. Carol, I'm so happy that you're all here. Email in, what is your favourite flower? Out of the collection, what is your favourite flower? The lovely Angie, when I was younger, I thought anemone was pronounced anemona. 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 Anemone. Anemone. I've got it now. I have to say it a few times. Right, I'm going to pop that up there before I drop it, because I don't want to get into trouble for doing that. Now, this is the collection we're working with. The very vintage. All 4 of these elements. Now, because it's a digital download, there's no postage for you guys, unless obviously you go for that incredible card mega bundle, which is amazing. Then you will get postage. It'll be sent out to you, $19.99 for that one. So it's a digital download. So once you check out your basket and you've put this in, you check it out, $12.99 for that. I think it's phenomenal. You can start crafting with it instantly. Okay. So there's no waiting for the postman, it's instant. Do we have a win code on, Andrew, or can you put me a win code on? Because I have a giveaway. So this is one of the SVG file templates. and then I've popped some flowers on there. So if you type in win, no, type in,
I'll tell you when I've made it.
It's going to tell us when we've made it, but that's going to be the giveaway. Now, while I was over there doing what I was doing to introducing you to the collection, the machine was doing all my cutting for me. And that's, again, the beauty of having a scan and cut. You can load it all up with everything that it's going to be doing, set it to cut or draw or emboss, whatever it may be doing for you. Walk away from the machine, carry on doing what you're doing and come back to it, to a finished article. So I'm actually just going to unload this mat and show you what I mean. So on here I've got the very vintage, this is the heritage Hellebar that I've put on here, and this is your reflection. Now when you do your scan and cut reflections, it looks a little bit different, and that is because you get this box. Now this box is really important because that is how we align it up to actually cut it all out. So I'm just going to take this away and you will see, I love the reveal. The scan and cut's done all that cutting. Put that in the bin. Don't need that bit. These are the pieces. So I've been able to walk away. Type mouse. Mouse. You need to type mouse in the comments in the chance to win that one. So I'm going to take all of these pieces off because these are my decoupage pieces. And a little tip for you all. Can you see that if you've got a super sticky mat, I'm actually rolling that mat a little bit down on the edge of my table so I can get all my elements off really easy. And another thing that you can actually see me using is one of these. Now we do have this on the show. It is your best friend when you're cleaning your mats. This is our scraper. So shop scraper for this one. Am I right in thinking it's $13.49?
You are.
Way. My medicine's working. So all my leaves, this is my decoupage pieces. Okay, so remember I set this cutting, I let it be doing its thing, get off, and it's done what I needed it to do. So right, I'm going to take you back to the beginning because I want to share with you how you're using your scan and cut. So I've downloaded it, I've popped all my imagery, all my SVG files onto my USB, which is here in the side of my machine. Then switched it on, and I will then, type in mouse for the win, okay? So I'm just leave that over there so it's not in the way. So I've already used this, so I'm going to go home. I'm not going home, I'm going to press the home key and OK, so that clears everything. Now what we want to do is retrieve the data. Now, I know a lot of you, we had a back to basics show the other day with myself, and I'm going to try and keep that going. So everybody that may have already got a machine or recently bought a machine, we're using the basics. So we're going to retrieve the data because we've put it onto our USB. I'm going to click the universal symbol for USB. Then it shows me the files I have on here, and I know my very vintage is under my SVG. There it is. I'm going to click that again. Really, really easy because every time it does something, it tells you it's doing something. Now we have a choice of the folder of which element we're going to pick. So I am going to go in with the daffodil. So here's my daffodil reflection. And I've got my square around the edge. This is really important and all will be revealed momentarily. I've got my very vintage classic daffodil large, and it tells me that it is my decoupage reversed reflection. Okay, so all the information is on the base here. Whatever is written on here now corresponds to what is on your USB, so you can't go wrong. Okay, you're not going to pick up a file that's the small and it not be working, because you're going to follow almost the pathway of what's written at the base here. So we want our daffodil, so we're going to click our classic daffodil and open it. Now I want my reflection cuts. We are going to go into the detail in a little while because I want to draw one for you. Into my reflections. Now if you remember down here it tells me that it's the large, so I'm going to click on large. And I also want just the reflection, decoupage. So here look, that says reflection DEC for your decoupage or reflection cut. So I want the decoupage. That is what I'm needing. Brilliant. Press OK. Now that sets it on a workable mat for you. So wherever you've got a grid on your screen, it's in a workable environment and you can edit it. Before I now do anything else, I'm going to click Edit. That now opens up my next window where I can manipulate this and change it to my heart's content. At the moment, there's one red box here. You can say select, one red box on there. If I press my arrows, it jumps around lots of red boxes. Those are all individual SVG files. Now to scan it in, we need to group everything together. So we're working with it as one file. To do that, we're going to select everything on the mat. So multiple select, everything on the mat and press OK. I'm going to go back into Object Edit. We're going to group them, which is that one, okay. Now we already know it is the reversed reflection, so we need to also press flip, okay. So it's now flipped it for me. Now all I need to do is scan it in. So drop down the front of my machine, hold my mat up to the rollers quite gently like that, load my mat and it will take the mat away from me. I've held it steady so it didn't come askew. Now I want to scan it in because I need to see to align up my SVG file. So I'm going to press OK, OK again, and that one in the middle there is your scan feature. I'm going to press that. It tells me scan the mat to show the background. That's exactly what I want you to do. Now it's going to scan that in and show me an image of what is on my mat up on that screen. So it's so easy. Now again, this is the only SVG or digital cutting machine that's got this capability. None of the others can actually do this, okay? So this is where it stands out on its own. So now if we go in, you can see if I touch the screen, I can move my SVG file. If I put that to one side, you can see that the files are there. What I'm going to do now, the red box needs to drop over the top of the black box. Therein is the secret of aligning everything really easy. Slide that into place there. Now I want to double check and make sure that I can actually see that I've got it in the right place. So I'm going to go into Edit. In here, you've got your magnifying glass. Go into the magnifying glass and I can now see that I'm not quite where I need to be. Your top arrows are your features that move your SVG file around. So I'm going to tap those until it drops straight on top like so. I've got left and right really where I need it to be. Press OK. Now we're going to keep pressing OK right through till we please select and press cut. At this point on this screen it tells you everything that you need to know. My speed's on 9. I don't need my half cut on because it's not vinyl. It's going to take 3 minutes and I've got my auto blade in and it's going to cut. Press start. Now it also tells you 3 minutes. It always goes up. So as soon as this starts cutting, it might drop to 2 minutes because it might be 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 1 second. It will take it to the next minute. But the joy in that now knowing how long that is going to cut, we can now go and do whatever we're doing. Or maybe you've actually got a project, you've started cutting out, you want to start building. So here's one that we made earlier. I have got my hellebore here, okay, and I'm going to start shaping these because I have already gone in, cut these out, and I've got my decoupage pieces. So can you see the machine is working quietly in the background, doing what it does best, which is all of the cutting, while I am now doing the fun bit. I'm doing all of my decoupage pieces. So all I'm doing at the moment is a little bit of shaping, ready to be able to build on these pieces. I've got some leaves. I know I've got a single flower head. There we go. Like so. Okay, so that is me. Quite happy. The machine is still cutting away. I do want my gel. So can you see I'm now crafting away and the machine is still doing all the cutting for me, which makes it so versatile if you're wanting to do your prep, if you're multi-cutting, if you've turned this into a business, okay, and you're taking what's the word, not reservations, What is it when somebody asks you to do something for them? It's not a reservation, a commission. When you're taking commissions to do work, it might be for wedding invitations and things like that. So you've got all of that. That's where the mats come in. So if you buy more than one mat, and they are on the show, Andrew will put them up at the side of the screen, so you can multi-buy on your mats, then the machine can be doing all the cutting. So you could, because you've already scanned this in, you don't need to change it now. So next time I put this same print on here in the same place, it will then go ahead and cut. If you've got multiple mats on the go, you could have them all set up, one with this on here, and you can cut it out, okay? And then again, just keep going, which is brilliant. Now that has all cut out, I'm going to take that off the mat, and it's now done all of my decoupage. So I'm going to unload the mat, is the same button. I'm just going to build my decoupage before I put my hand in it. Okay, I just need to quickly, I'm just going to put that on there. I have used the 250 GSM, which again is on the show that Andrew will show you. So that is going to go on that way, like that. I'm just going to sit that to one side while it is setting. Just a second. Is there a question?
Well, no, because you said that you don't have to, like, once you've scanned it in, you don't have to, you can just put another sheet on. But shouldn't you rescan it every time you put a new bit of...
If you're placing it, if it's the same sheet of printed paper and you're putting it back in the same place on the mat, you shouldn't have to. I haven't in the past. It's just, if you feel that you needed to, you absolutely can. But when I've been multi-scanning, I can have a couple of mats, because if you put it back exactly where it was, it should, in theory, be still in the same place. So now I'm taking off again. I'm doing the mat rolly thing, look. I'm rolling the mat, taking off all my pieces. So again, we've done all of that. Remember, I've built my decoupage. Let's take the waste away as well. Now this is where this scraper is, like I say, it is your absolute best friend for taking all of these off of the mat like this. It makes it so easy, okay? So that is all of my daffodil, and I've not damaged the mat because I've not folded it. I've just literally bent it down over the table. So the next thing I'm going to do, we have got those incredible card blanks on the show. I'm just going to sit that to one side because I'm going to bring one in. I'm choosing to work with the larger of the packs, already pre-scored, okay? I'm just going to score that like that, and this is only so we can see it on the screen, all right? It's not for any other reason. I'm going to draw a line because I can see it. You guys at home may not see this on the screen, so I'm going to draw it in so you can actually see it. So that is the score where the line is. Oh, my pen's not working now. That's let's see if we can get it to do a little bit. Oh, we'll have to manage with that. So I'm going to scan that in. The reason I'm going to scan it in is because I'm now going to draw one of those elements. So first of all, before I do the drawing, I need to attach it to my universal pen holder. So all of this you can be doing. So already I've done the cutting out, I've done my scanning in, I'm making my cards, I'm doing my decoupage. Now I'm going to do a drawn element, okay? Now these are when it comes to, you can be creating super simple image cards. And then we're drawing this, but we could be foiling it. We could be embossing it onto vellum cardstock as well. Many different other ways of using this. So once you've got your SVG files, which is your very vintage, launched last night. Was it launched last night? Yep. Launched last night. So it's maybe one of the very few times you've actually seen it so far. Okay. Now with your universal pen holder, drop my pen in. It's 2 pieces, and it's important that it's 2 pieces because my nib is now touching the white base, okay? Really easy. Now I'm going to have to hold it. I'm going to pick up the grey collar and twist it around. Then I've got those teeth. The teeth will drop into place, and then I'm going to put the handbrake on. So I'm going to twist the white one, okay? Twist that white one. Just going to do it again for you. Lift up the collar, twist it round and the teeth engaged, then twist the white one and put the handbrake on, okay? The reason we have the second piece is now the machine knows it's in exactly the right place for drawing. Lift up the handle on the cradle, take out our auto blade, pop in my drawing and pop that down. We're ready to go, okay? I'm just going to pop that out the way. Now, I'm going to put on one of those card blanks onto here. I'm having it, does it fit? It fits perfectly because it's 6 by 6. That is going on there. Now remember, when we're drawing, if we're drawing onto the card blank, we need to draw on this side. Otherwise, when we take it off, we've drawn on the back of the card because we need to be able to fold it. Okay, so now pop that down. Mat in to the rollers as usual. We're going to press load the mat. And then we're going to scan it exactly like we've just done as if we were doing the others. So press OK. We've used everything. I don't need any of that now. OK. I'm going to retrieve a drawing file. So retrieve into my USB, back into my USB, retrieving. What does that tell me? It is. And if this happens, it tells you all the time. So I'm just going to take out my USB. And I'm going to put my USB back in and it's flashing. Look, the red light is now on. There is a USB in there. Oh, it's having a moment. I assure you there is a USB in the side of the machine. Just give it a second to actually connect. And you'll have all of the retrieving. There we go. So back into our SVGs, back into Very Vintage. Now, what would you like me to draw? Which one? Pick a flower.
Me?
Yes.
Daffodil.
We're drawing the daffodil. Go into Classic Daffodil. Now, each folder has then got your extra elements. So this is where you're going to go for your reflections to scan them in. These are your matte cuts. So those are your mattes and layers, your outside line. This is your detail. And I know it says cuts because you can cut them. Now, I'm going to go with the large because I think the large will fit on here beautifully. Yes, it will. And I want the large cut, okay? But it will come up and this time you will see it slightly different on the imagery. You're going to find that all the detail lines are in there that are usually in there for your files, for your dies, okay? So I'm going to press OK. Before I do anything else, I'm going to group all of that together into Edit, Multiple Select, everything on the mat, press OK, back into Object Edit and Group. Okay, now I have that one, but remember we're drawing this. Okay, we're drawing it. So even though I have that one, I'm going to take it over this side. I can actually click on there and have two of them. Okay. Bring that down here and I can now do a smaller one because we're drawing it. So I'm going to make that smaller. No, wrong way. Do a little one. And that is going to go on the back of my card like this. Now, okay, and now we're going to scan the card in so we can position these exactly where we want them to be. So start, and this is where you can then also go in because the machine has got alphabets and everything all included in here as well. So you can then do your own sentiment and put a sentiment on here, or you can draw the sentiment separately and put it on as an extra. Now this is just brilliant. So come back, look at this. So in here we've got a 300 DPI scanner. So I'm going to position that because now we can see where that card blank is. I've got my little tiny one. I'm just going to move it over a tiny little bit and drop it down. And then I'm going to press OK. Now when we go to Please Select, if I press Cut, it's going to tell me that, oh, it hasn't told me, it should tell me that it's got my, oh, it will cut. If I go into OK, please select Draw. If I'd got my cut blade in here, it would tell me it can't because it's got my drawing one in. So press Start. Now I need to move my lever. Okay, on the side of your machine here, as it's pointing on the diagram, it's got a lever, and it wants me to move the lever to position 2. And all I've done is lifted it up. That's lifted the rollers. And that stops the rollers, if you've got something that's not quite dry on here, actually rolling through and ruining it. So I've done that. Now start. And it's now going to draw them. But it's going to draw all that in 3 minutes. And while that's drawing that, we can do our decoupage and continue with making our card, which again is brilliant. So I've got my lovely daffodil. And see, I'm now crafting, and that's doing all of that, which again is just fabulous. I love that we've got this versatility, that it's now drawing an element. We set off cutting an element, it's now drawing those pieces of our fabulous new, very vintage SVG files. So you've drawn them. You could also go in and use your vellum and emboss them if you wanted to, okay? So let's pop this on here, because again, I'm doing all my lovely crafting and the machine is actually doing all of the work, did you know? But we're not going to tell anybody that bit. So what else have I got? I've got my flower head as well, and my trumpet piece that goes in the middle. So now I am crafting away and putting all of my elements together, creating my decoupage. Because I've done a drawn element, doesn't mean that you can't then add in your scan and cut pieces, your actual decoupage elements. So that sits on there, that sits on top. And your decoupage is just like following a jigsaw. You're laying each piece back exactly on top of where the one was previously. Okay, a little bit of glue on there. Put my glasses on. And then I've already got 2 flowers ready to pop on my card. But I'm going to change it up a little bit in a second. Where's my little trumpet? There it is. Are you keeping up with me, Rachel? Am I moving too much all over the place? You're all right, are you? Sorry, everybody. So pop that on there. So I've now got 2 of my images cut, decoupaged, and ready for my card blanks. Now, what I was showing you earlier was that fabulous collection with the Minecraft Studio. None of this is going to waste. All of this is going to be on a project because I've already done some cutting. Now, on that Minecraft Studio piece, I showed you that you'd got the papers or the textures, okay? Now, this is just beautiful. Look at the card colour variation that you're getting with this. Look at that. That is a stunning vintage motif on there. Now, if you look a little bit closer, let me get one of the dark ones. There we go. Can you see in the background, we've got this lovely shabby, almost like cracked, you know, like we pay a lot for this, don't we, to be able to do this with our Cadence, to be able to use a cracked image in the background, but it's already been done for us here. Then we've got that lovely, almost like it's been embossed, white embossing powder on the top of there as well. And you get that in your green. So you get 2 greens, you get a light and a dark. So you get 2 of the brownie colour ones or the peachy colour ones. You get 2 blue hues. And you also get 2 yellow. That's beautiful, isn't it? I love that colour. I'm going to work with that one. I'm going to go with that one, and I'm going to go with that one for what I'm working with. So they are in your bundle, okay, or shop MCS. Now, you can go for your SVG and your MCS separately. Your SVG, shop SVG is $12.99. Adding in your shop MCS, which is $8.99, absolutely brings those 2 together. So you've already then got your lovely backing papers to work with, or your textures that we call them when they're in there. Now look at this, okay? So we have gone from cutting it out to also it being a drawn element. Now, I could have put a metallic gold in there, a metallic gold pen, and drawn that, which again is amazing. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scan in another card blank, but I'm going to use the matte layer from the daffodil to create my aperture, okay? So I'm then going to be able to use it as an aperture card. So I'm going to sit that to one side. And again, ready? Show you why we're drawing on this side. That's my little, and you can put handmade by down here. The machine will do all of that for you. When I fold that, I folded it the right way. If it was on this side, I'll have got a really big one on this side and a little one on the back, which isn't the way you want. It's like making an Australian card, that, isn't it? So that's why we do it. You think, why are we working on the right-hand side? That's because we can then make things like that. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going with the same card, using the same card blank. I'm now going to, again, unload my mat, pop my card blank on here, like so. And I want to, again, use my scraper. Shop scraper, $13.49. I'm going to say it could be $13.49. How I'm remembering these, I've no idea. It could be. So I'm going to pop that to one side out the way, and I'll take that to pieces in a minute. Popping my blade back in. Same carriage, lock that in place, okay? Now I'm going to pop this in here and load my mat. Then we're going to go back into the same folders where we were before. So I want to go to the home key because I've done with that one. Going to go into retrieve data, into our USB, back into my SVG files, and we do want the daffodil. We'll go with the daffodil again. Very vintage. Into my classic daffodil, and I want the large because we've been working with the large. But this time I want my matte cuts. So I'm going to click matte cuts. And I want my large, okay? I need to bring it up. You see it's just now a silhouette. It's just a silhouette piece. Yes, I want that, okay? I'm going to drag that over that side. Now, what I'm now going to do is press OK. No, I'm not. I'm going to scan it in because I want to see where my card base is. So it's now going to show me where that card base is to be able to do this, okay, which again is just amazing. So let it do that for a second. And then I want to bring on a 6x6 square, and that is going to allow me to align it perfectly. So that's my first one. Now we're going to add, and I'm going to back into my patterns, into what's actually in the machine, into my patterns. I want the square and say yes, set that on the map, okay? Now I want to change that to 6x6, so edit, object edit, and enlarge it, okay? So I want it to be 6x6 because that's what the card blank is. Oops. I might keep leaning on the table a bit much. There we go. Now I want to click OK. And I want to align this, so I want to multiple select everything on the mat and press OK. Now go into object, no, not that one, into alignment, and then here's your alignment function. These are your arrow keys where you can move it around however you need to, but here is your alignment function. Now, this is centrally, vertically, centrally, horizontal. Now I know for definite that that is positioned perfectly. What I now need to do is group it together so I can align it with what I'm seeing on the screen. Press OK, OK again, back into object edit and group. And I'm just going to stand up to make sure I can see it's exactly where I want that to be. And I think we're perfect, right? So now I need to save this, but I'm going to ungroup it first. Press OK, OK again, and save. Okay, I can save it to the USB because that's where I'm going to be working from. Now what I can do is go back into edit, and I'm going to delete the square that's on the outside edge. Delete that, and then cut my actual aperture. Okay, please select, cut, and start. So now it's going to cut me an aperture in the card front. Then what we're going to do with that beautiful cardstock that we've printed out, which is your textured, then we're going to cut out mats and layers for this as well, because the machine is allowing us this to be able to do this. So we're going a little bit of a wander back over here. Do I need to bring anything with me? Do I need my SVG files? Yes. So, a little bit of a reminder and an update. We are going to go to the bundle. So, Shop Bundle gets you, remember, not only your dies, which are just beautiful, aren't they incredible? But also it gets you your download, your MCS download included. Now, by giving you the MCS download, you have got be able to get all of the other colorways as well. Now, just imagine, I can see you all at home working with these projects, making these projects at home straight away, because when you've actually got the MCS version, it's a digital download. Now, what happens when you order that? You place the order. When you've gone through to checkout, you then, I believe, just tell me if I'm telling them wrong way round here, Andrew. You get an email with a link. Yep. Yes. Right, that's it. So once you get anything digital, and it's the same for your SVG files, once you get to checkout and you check out, you then get an email back from us with that link on it. All you need to do is click that link and it will download what you've purchased, okay? Which is amazing. But when you've got anything digital, please remember to log into your account, because it sits in the background of your account. Then if anything happens, you can go back in and download it again, okay? Now, this is your MCS. All of these pieces here are coming to you. So we break it down a little bit for you, but you've got all the colourways, which I think are just beautiful in those colour families. Those are your reflections that work with all of your dies. And again, you're getting all of the colourways. In addition to that, with your MCS package, you get your digital your Digistamps, and this is that download. Look at this. Look at that vintage paper and artwork that you're going to be able to work with. It is gorgeous. Then, so that one is Shop Bundle. Then you can go to Shop MCS, which is just that what we've shown you now, and that download is $8.99. Then, are you struggling? What? Oh, bless you. Oh, there we go. Is it there? Are we back? The gimbal's having a little moment. Do you know, when we've got technology, it is a wonderful thing until it starts going awry. And then, oh, we're on the skew now, bless you. And then, now we've got Shop SVG. So, Shop SVG is $12.99, again, which is brilliant. So, $12.99 Shop SVG. Again, the bundle that I'm working with, can I just say, Shop Mega, $19.99 for all of this. There's loads for you to work with, tons of stuff. So you are getting your 6x6, your 100 gram, bear with me, 4x4 I'm going to say they are, and also you are going to get your C6 and your 6x6 in your craft card as well, including all of the envelopes. All of that for you for $19.99. Brilliant. Now, you've seen me working with this. Let's go back so I can show you what the machine has actually done. It's cut out my aperture ready for the daffodil, okay? I'm going to unload the mat and take that off of there. So now, all of my card blanks have now got the aperture that I can sit my daffodil, oh, it's the other way around. Can sit my daffodil in, okay? That is my aperture for the daffodil. I know it's the back to front, it was the reverse one. I'm not going to squabble about that. I just need to show you what you can do with your mats and layers. Right. Ooh. And then you've also got, because that's cut out your mat layer, you've actually got your mat layer for your daffodil as well. How cool is that? So nothing goes to waste because you're going to keep your mat layer. That is for your daffodil. Now, one thing that it can also do when you're working with things like this, because you have that mat layer, you can then create mats and layers for your aperture. I love doing this. So in here, I'm just going to move that so Rachel can get in, and I'm going to stand up so you can see. Now, if you remember, we actually deleted the box away, okay? So I'm going to go home and, okay, retrieve from the USB, and it should have my little box on here like so. I'm going to set that back on the mat, okay? If I go into edit, what I need to do now is make that bigger, okay? So that needs to be bigger. So I'm going to go into object edit, and here I can add an offset line, okay? Offset distance, I'm going to increase it, so I'm going to make it bigger. So I'm going to click on there and increase that. Keep clicking. Okay, a little bit more like so. Again, let it do its thing. So now I've got an offward outset mat, okay? I'm going to press OK. It's going to process that, and you're now going to be able to see on the screen that I've got a large one and a smaller one. I'm going to use my cursor keys to go to the small one and move that out the way and keep the large one, okay? I'm going to delete that one because I don't need it. Now I've got my square. Now my square needs to be smaller because I'm creating a mat layer. So I'm going to go back into my object edit, into here, and I'm going to make it smaller. So I'm going to bring it down to 5.5. And if you've seen, I haven't touched this, I haven't changed the alignment, okay? I've just touched onto the different elements. Let's go to 5.6. I'm going to press OK, OK again, and I am just for my own, I'm going to go into multiple select, and I am going to just group it together for a second. Now I'm going to add on this beautiful yellow onto my card, and now I am going to cut my mat layer that is going to work with this. And now, because it's grouped together, I can pull it in a little bit, drop that down, pop that in there, load in my mat, and I'm going to cut this out, and it's going to cut me a perfect mat with the aperture that's going to sit on top of my card blank. And because I've got the card blanks, I can actually do this. So you can actually do it with your own and create your own card blanks. But the super thing is, when you've got things like this available to you and you can purchase them ready done, it doesn't diminish your creativity. It gives you the creativity because the score line's already there. You already know the size and the footprint of what the card is, and you can now create, okay? So again, it's going to take it seconds. Now, if I wanted to do another mat layer, you just do the same thing again. So you're going to go back into the daffodil, make the daffodil a little bit bigger, and then go into the square and make the square a little bit smaller, will then give you another mat layer. It's finished doing what it was doing. Unload the mat, take this away. This is where the scan and cut absolutely just blows my mind, because if I was doing this and I was doing it by hand with the dies, I would struggle, because when you actually buy your dies, you only get one size mat layer, okay? By having the scan and cut and getting your SVG files, you can create extra sized mat layers. So now that fits perfectly on there as a mat and layer, just like that, okay? But there's no waste. Let me fold my card over. There we go, there's my card. I'm now going to go in and take off this piece like so. And you know, we were talking about your mats and layers on this. You've now got, I know it's the reverse reflection, but you've now got another mat and layer on there as well, so you're not wasting anything. Now for this one, if you wanted to, let's take the die away because we've not used that. Let's do it that way. Okay, you can then sit this inside like so, and then have your actual flower inside here. And because it cuts precisely, you can have it that it opens and closes actually over the aperture with your die. How about that? And that's all from the one machine. So we've used our card blanks and made apertures and the mats and layers that fit perfectly for it. borrowing somebody else's teeth. We have cut our images in different sizes, in reverse reflection and with the decoupage, and then we are creating while the machine is cutting. Not only did we do that, but we've also then gone on with those card blanks and we've done our drawing with our detailed files, and we've drawn these images. So now you could do this, actually this would be really beautiful if you've got your watercolours, okay, so it will draw onto watercolour cardstock. If you do it with a very pale grey, and I can't remember what the technique is called at the moment, but it almost disappears when you're doing your colouring. So the line art disappears and you don't see it anymore. So if you think, well, I can't draw, you don't have to. The machine is going to draw that beautiful file for you in a pale grey on your watercolour cardstock. Then you're going to get your watercolours out using the artwork that we have for you as your colour palette, and then you can watercolour those images as well. And that is all because you have purchased the Very Vintage SVG file download. Now, I know we can go, you know, the dies are incredible. I love working with dies. You've seen the boards that I've done. It was, you know, it's just one of my favourite things to do. Also with the Minecraft Studios, but each one, all three of these now work beautifully together. We have a question.
Angie says it's called No Line Colouring.
Thank you, Angie. I knew you got me back, kid. Yeah, so it's no line colouring. Even though there's a line there, you can see the line, okay? But then when you colour up to it, it disappears. So it doesn't look like it's actually being coloured, which is brilliant as far as I'm concerned. It makes you look really professional, as if you can do drawing and you're an artist. You don't have to be an artist anymore because the machine's going to do it all for you using the artwork from the Very Vintage collection. Is there anywhere you would like me to go now, Andrew?
I think if we draw a winner and then go through the bundle again.
Oh yeah, we're drawing a winner. I hope you've all been putting in mouse.
We even have a wheel.
Mouse? Yeah, we've got mouse.
The winner is Carol Harris.
Yay!
The wheel, though.
It's here.
Where?
Do you want the wheel? It's on the chair.
Oh, let's just spin it.
Spin the wheel. Just going to spin the... So is this also for Carol?
Well, this is for Carol, yeah.
Right, so you've won. So I will give you that giveaway card. Drop the... Are you ready, everybody? I like doing this. It's like a game show host, isn't it? I feel like I need one of those big boards like this. Keep going like this. Oh! 250 points! Yay! That is going to be added to your account. Thank you for joining in. That is brilliant. I love that. And you will also get the card that are here. That will also come in the post with you. Now, Carol, what you need to do is messages. Is that right? So, to help at I Like Crafts. So send us an email to help at I Like Crafts so we know where we're sending it to you, okay? And also so we can pop in your points. So very quickly, let's go back to the collection of Very Vintage. Stunningly beautiful collection. Absolutely loved working with this. When you think about those vintage hues, it takes me right back when you think about in the 20s, 30s, 40s, when the artwork was a lot softer. That's exactly what we're giving you with the Very Vintage collection. That beautiful soft colourway. Isn't it stunning? Absolutely gorgeous. Now, on these boards, as you can see in the background, I have actually got, that is from our two Red Robins collection, one of them that was with the, somebody helped me because it was the hedgehog and he got a bicycle. Whatever that one was, that's where that is from. This is from an Easter one with the rabbits in the garden. And then that one is from the one with the mushrooms and they'd got the shrooms and everything. And then this one is from one of the family favourites. It's actually the bamboo scene for the... Volume 1, bamboo scene, volume 1. So they're where I'm getting all the images from. But you can see that this works with everything else that you've already got, and then enhances it and takes it that little bit further. Maybe you're looking for that, just that one floral that will lift everything. That is what you've got in this collection, along with the My Craft Studio bundle. You've seen the beautiful papers, that texture, so that is your texture folder. You will also get all of the imagery that your colorways for your dies by going for this. You get all of the icons, and you also get your digi stamps as well. And then finally, one less shout, Shop SVG, which is this one. We love this, $12.99. In addition to that Shop Mega, $19.99, you have to put that in your baskets. So you can then create all those projects that I've just shown you, using your outside mats and layers and things to create your apertures in your cards. Thank you everybody for joining me. That hour was like super fast. I think Andrew fast forwarded through some of it. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you all again a bit later.